Ever since the money changed, things have never been the same at the presbytery. Till then, summers came and summers went, each just like the last. Ballast was a poor parish, but God was good, and even the weather was good sometimes, and we went about our duties without a bother on us. Till that fateful year of our Lord, 1971, when the money went decimal. It had a most shocking and deleterious effect on some people. Why else would our housekeeper of 20 years, the honest, sober, industrious, and respectable Miss Letitia up and marry an American tourist and emigrate to Los Angeles in the United States of America, there to open a diner which she called the Black Bottom Bistro? Yet was the decimal money drove the poor woman demented and left us with the onerous task of finding a new housekeeper.
It says here, Miss Andover, in its most recent reference from the late Father Hennessy, that you take a drink on occasion. Does that mean intoxicating drink?
Oh, for all I take of it, Father, I don't know why he had to mention it. The Lord be good to the poor man.
Yes, but you do take intoxicating drink, however.
Only on certain occasions now. What if I had a cold or pains or something like that?
I see. Any further questions?
If you were to get the job, Miss Andover, would you require any extra help?
Well, now, I would be requiring a maid, naturally. There's 3 of you.
And what kind of wage would you be expecting?
Well, Canon, what with the price of things now since the money went decimal, and of course that's if I get the job, I'd be expecting £10 a week.
It says here, Miss Andover, that you are a good natural cook.
Oh, I'm all that, Father.
I'm sure you are. Tell me, what is meant by natural?
Yere the Lord be good to the poor man. He always did whatever I put up in front of him, and there never was a word of it.
I'm sure he did. It's just that the expression is so unusual. These are not the kind of words that automatically link each other. Usually we hear of plain cooks and of excellent cooks. I even heard tell of simple cooks. But a natural cook, now that's a new one.
Oh, I see what you mean. Could it be now the cooking comes natural to her? That she's a kind of a genius, Anne. Take Jack Dempsey. He was a natural fighter. And Caruso, he was a natural singer. And Jack Dyer was both. Say now a fellow went out to play golf for the first time, and he didn't miss the ball the first swing. Well, he'd be a natural. Sorry, Canon.
Miss Andover, I'd like to submit you to a small test.
You do no such thing. You won't lay a hand on me. I never was touched by the hand of a man.
Oh, it's not a physical test. I merely mention a word, or a particular group of words, and you say the first thing that comes into your mind. Do you understand?
I chance it so.
Wardrobe.
Bottle of gin.
Sweet tooth.
Porter cake.
Sunday morning.
Gin and tonic.
Cold in the nose.
A bloody dairy.
Sacristy.
Altar wine.
Thank you, Miss Andover. We know all that we need to know. You'll be hearing us. There's our right one.
Standards have dropped. Good housekeepers are just not to be had anymore.
You must remember, there's plenty of work in the factories and the hotels.
And they don't seem anxious to make a career of it anymore. When I was a young man, it was a great temptation for widows and spoiled nuns and the like. Now they prefer the outside.
But they can have the outside morning, noon and night. A parish priest housekeeper isn't the same as a nun, you know.
Well, they were very much the same in manner and in obedience. By the way, you were on the ball about the drink, Father.
Oh, I knew her late employer, Father Dick Hennessy. Dine away Dick, the teachers of the parish used to call him.
Why dine away?
Don't you see? He never dined at home.
And why didn't he say so in his reference then?
He couldn't.
Why not?
Because he wasn't able. The Lord have mercy on the poor man. He couldn't bring himself to say a bad word about anyone.
So that's why you asked all the questions about the drink.
Of course. You may be sure that if Dick Hennessy said that she took a drink on occasion, what he really meant was that she was a cross between a wine taster and a dipsomaniac.
What's all this business about her being a natural?
Oh, that she served up the food natural. That is to say, she didn't bother much with the cooking of it. Gentlemen, we were in a spot. Here we were, without a trouble in the world, as united as three leaves on a shamrock, and as well disposed of each other as if we were brothers. And now, we're left to look out for ourselves. Oh, you never know the real worth of a true housekeeper until she's gone. Losing Miss Bottomley was like losing a mother.
Lads, do you remember her pickled tongue? And her beef stew?
Her shepherd's pie cannon.
Oh, her stuffed pork.
Oh, her cold cannon.
Jesus, what that woman couldn't do with a duck. And do you remember her cockle and mussel soup? The smell of it. The taste of it. This is just torture. Sheer torture, lads. Where's this my weapon?
This here's the last one.
Who is she? Refresh my mind now, Joe, like a good man.
Miss Molly Kettle, age 37.
37, my arse.
We'll soon see when she comes in. Go on, Father.
Age 37, worked as a housekeeper in a boys' school in Liverpool, in an old folks' home in Dublin, and worked for 9 years for Monsignor Patrick McMerrigan, now retired. She's been idle for 3 months.
Read out the Monsignor's record. The greatest old windbag in the diocese.
Miss Maureen Molly Kettle, Molly's in brackets, came to work for me on the death of my late housekeeper, Miss Sarah O'Hara, 9 years ago on the morning of the 20,000th and 25th anniversary of the Battle of Pharsalia. Fonte es sapere. She struck me at once as being a woman of integrity. She answered all my questions satisfactorily, and having assured myself that her references were in order and she had a reasonable knowledge of the true faith, I employed her forthwith. I found her to be a thrifty and exact housekeeper, a good timekeeper, and a faithful servant. I found her to be a good cook and a better punchmaker. I know no more of the good woman, nor do I need to. Omne ignotum pro magnifico.
That's the lot.
All right, Canon, he is a windbag.
Well, to quote a golfing metaphor now, you'd understand, Phil. If she could endure the Monsignor for 9 holes, she'd go the full 18 with me.
This must be approached coldly. If we lose attachment, all we gain is a poor housekeeper.
Of course. Father, will you call her in like a good man?
Miss Kettle, can you come in, please?
Please, be seated. Well now, Miss Kettle, it's a fine day outside, isn't it?
Oh, it is, thanks be to God. A very fine day entirely, Canon.
Allow me to introduce my 2 curates, Father Brest and Father Lauren. Now, it's possible that they might like to ask you a few questions. Be at your ease. Be at your ease now. This is not an inquisition. You see here where you seem to have met with the approval of the Monsignor.
Oh, we got on great.
And the new Monsignor.
Oh, I couldn't tell you nothing about him, Father.
Isn't it a wonder now that you didn't stay on?
He didn't ask me, Father.
And why not?
He brought his own woman with him, Father.
I see here that you haven't worked for 3 months. Isn't that a long time to be without a job?
It is indeed, Father, a long time, surely.
Is it how you couldn't get a job?
Oh, I could get a job, all right.
And why didn't you take one so?
After working 9 years with Monsignor, it isn't every job I would take. I couldn't bring myself to work with no less than a canon. Oh, it would have been a great come down for me after all my years to have to fall into work with an ordinary priest.
That's a very odd reason.
I don't know, Father. I see nothing odd about it.
Oh, it is hard, Canon, to come back to the plain black and white when one was used to the purple.
Yes, of course. Now, Miss Kettle, if you were to get the job, would you need extra help? An assistant?
An assistant, Canon?
Well, a young maid servant to help you in the house.
I wouldn't leave one of them inside the door. A maid servant with currants in the house? Oh, we leave well enough alone.
How right you are, Miss Kettle. What kind of a wage would you expect?
£8 a week, Canon. I'm sure we didn't fall out, you might see a way clear to a rise after a year or two.
I might so.
Have you any hobbies?
Oh, bingo, Father, but only on a Sunday night and the television every now and then.
The disease of bingo. I see fate. Well, we haven't been invaded by that particular malady in this parish yet. And if I have my way, we never will.
Might I ask a question?
I suppose so.
What do you think of Vatican II?
What's that, Father?
Vatican II, what do you think of it?
A white 5-0 is my thing.
Father, we shouldn't expect a poor woman to know about things like that. Miss Kettle, again, if we were to give you the job, when could you start?
I could come in the morning, Canon.
I see. Any other questions?
I presume Monsignor McMerrigan had cures.
He had, Father, 3 of them.
And did you get references from those?
I did not, indeed.
And why not?
Nobody takes any notice of a curate's record.
Nobody?
Well, nobody except another curate.
No further questions.
Miss Kettle, could I ask you to wait outside, please? Now, I can assure you we won't delay you too long. Now is the time to say it, lads.
I don't know.
You don't know what?
There's something about her.
I think she's all right. She's not very bright, but she'll be all right.
Now that's where I disagree entirely with you. You say that she's not very bright, but I say otherwise. She may give the impression that she's not very bright, but I say that she's a lot sharper than she lets on to be.
And what if she is? If she fits the bill, isn't that all that matters? You know, Phil, I think we'd be damn lucky to have her.
I agree.
Come on, Phil, make it unanimous.
I wish I could. This woman frightens me. There's something hidden beneath that calm surface. She's too quick with her answers.
Ah, no, Phil, you...
No, Joe. I'm seriously concerned. When a presbytery gets a new housekeeper, it's like a regiment that gets a new sergeant major. A new housekeeper is like a new moon. And a new moon can bring anything from a tidal wave to an earthquake.
You're an awful alarmist, Phil.
Maybe I am. But in these matters, I am as sensitive as a seismograph.
A what?
A seismograph.
Oh, yes.
And already I am recording the first faint vibrations of a calamity that is about to befall. I am registering the first awful rumblings of a collapsing presbytery.
Father, will you spare the flowery language for your sermon next Sunday?
All right, but don't forget, I warned you.
Are we agreed?
Agreed.
Agreed.
Oh, well, I'm delighted, and I think we've chosen wisely. I'm calling now. Miss Kettle, take a seat, please. I see here that your Christian name is Moll.
That's right, Canon, although them that knows me calls me Moll.
Moll, is it? Well, we've good news for you, girl. You can start as soon as you're ready. Now the wages have been agreed. I'm sorry it can't be more. But Ballister's a poor parish, and there's a roof to be put on the church, and a new school to be built. God knows what else.
That's all right, Canon. I'm sure I'll manage, as I've always done.
Of course. Now maybe we could agree that a month's notice on either side would be reasonable, just in case things don't work out.
Things will work out fine, Canon, you'll see.
I'll show you the layout of the place, so.
I hope now, please God, that it'll be the lucky day for all of us.
Please God.
Please, God. Well, for better or for worse, we have ourselves a housekeeper.
I said my piece. Only time can tell. And I hope for your sake and mine that I've proved wrong.
I think you're being ridiculous now, you know.
Remember that I am a veteran of 5 presbyteries, and I happen to know that God's greatest blessing is a good housekeeper, but that God's greatest curse is a bad one. I haven't met a bad one yet, but I know men who have, and they died from malnutrition. This woman strikes me as a bad one. Oh, I could be wrong, but I feel it in my bones, and my bones have yet to let me down. I have to go. I'll see you later.
Where are you going?
I'm going to play around in golf, if you must know. But before I go, I'm going to go down to the chapel. And in the chapel, I propose to go down on my 2 knees and commence novena for the salvation of all of us. Not to any saint and not to any martyr. Straight through, no messing, no diversions. Straight through to God the Father Almighty Himself. Be seeing you.
Of all the afflictions that annoy the human condition, the poisonous canker of doubt seems to me to be the most potent and least recognized. And doubt has an insidious and deadly effect upon the infected person, encouraging a terrible railing against the will of God, erupting in terrible fits of rage. For my part, I thank God for the blessing of optimism. And my faith in optimism was never more justified than in the case of Moll Kettle. For when I offered the opinion that we had chosen wisely in appointing her as our housekeeper, my words must have been divinely inspired.
Excuse me, Canon.
Oh, watch out or I'll burst.
Just a little more. Is the breakfast all right,
Oh,
Canon?
the breakfast is fine. Just fine. Couldn't be any better. How long are you with us now, Moll?
A month yesterday, Canon.
A month, Faith. Now does time be long in passing? Oh, but you know, Moll, we'll do just fine here.
Thank you, Canon. What about the dinner, Canon?
Oh, we'll leave that entirely up to yourself, Moll.
Will bacon and turnips be all right then?
Oh, bacon and turnips will be glorious, Moll. Just glorious.
Thank you, Canon.
That's one great woman.
I don't know all about that.
You don't seem to have put it off your build.
Quite frankly, no.
Well, we mustn't let that spoil our breakfast.
Father Lorne,
Yes, Father Breast.
you're a man who has excellent eyesight.
Well, I don't make spectacles anyway, thanks to God.
That's good. Perhaps you could tell me what this is, what I'm holding in my hand. Take your time.
It beats me.
Does it remind you of anything?
Offhand I can't say.
Here, take it in your hand and make a careful examination. Interesting, isn't it?
Oh, it certainly is. I must confess it has me baffled. I honestly can't say what it is.
Have you ever seen anything like it before?
No, I can't say I have.
Hand it back, please. It could be valuable.
Valuable?
Oh, museums and universities are always interested in curiosities.
Do I detect a note of sarcasm, Father? Because if I do, I can tell you I won't have it. What in blazes are you on about?
It's this.
What is it?
I wish I knew.
Damn and blasted man, 'tis a rasher.
Is it?
Of course it is.
But it's too small to be a rasher.
It's still a rasher.
It must have come off a bloody bonnet.
Maybe it came off a pink me.
What?
Do you get it? A pink me, huh?
Well, that nonsense. Sit down and have your breakfast, Paul.
What breakfast?
The breakfast that's on your plate. I see nothing wrong with it.
What you mean is there's nothing wrong with yours. You did all right for yourself. Look at the size of your sausages and look at the size of
Normal sausages run about 16 to a pound. 48 of these wouldn't make up a pound. Of course, I don't mind much, Canon. I don't have much of an appetite. Well, it's tough on poor old Phil here.
Bloody sure it's tough on poor Phil.
It could be what's known as a cocktail sausage. Now, it's a fact that there can be more nourishment in one of those small, meaty, hardy type sausages than you get in a big, fat sausage.
Oh, is that a fact?
Yes, there's a saying now that covers it. What in blazes is it again? Something to do with parcels.
The best of goods come in small parcels.
That's it, good man, Joe. There's a lot of truth in some of those old sayings, you know.
All right then. I'll tell you what we do. In future, you can have the small, hardy sausages, and I'll have the big fat ones.
I don't know what's come over you lately.
Oh, it's that housekeeper. It's your precious Moll. She seems to think that the cure is coming on the wing.
The poor woman is doing the best she can.
She does the best she can for you.
That's just your imagination, Bill.
Is it my imagination? Am I seeing things, Canon? Or is one of these sausages 3 times as large as the other? Am I seeing things, Father?
You are not.
Am I, Canon?
If you want fat sausages, why in blazes don't you ask for them?
All right, I'm asking for them now.
All right, you've made your point. Now can we proceed with our breakfast?
You proceed by all means, but I have something more to say.
Well, you better get it off your chest then, hadn't you?
Yes, I'd better, hadn't I? That woman out there, that so-called housekeeper, has deliberately made my life a misery since she came here a month ago. I was an easygoing, placid man, a happy man in a happy house, content with my fare and with my lot. And then, slowly, insidiously, poisonously, she tries to break me.
What a vivid imagination you've got, Phil.
Have I? Have you heard her when she calls me? I'm relaxed and I'm happy. And then, suddenly in the distance, I hear the shriek, Father Rich! Father Rich! I tell you, I'm shattered.
Will you grab a hold of yourself, Father, for God's sake? The poor woman has nothing against you.
Hasn't she? Didn't I hear you agree to bacon and turnips for the lunch today?
We can change it if you want to.
I know what I get today. I get the toughest, smallest piece of the whole lot. Something leathery and lardy from the inside of an sow's belly.
Oh, will I?
Yeah, but you have no appetite, and I have. You watch it now at lunchtime and see for yourself if I'm exaggerating. In the interest of common justice, have a look at my plate.
Well, maybe you better have a little talk with her yourself.
I wouldn't demean myself by having a conversation with a creature like that.
Oh, we're very perturbed this morning, aren't we, Father?
All right. You remember yesterday's lunch.
Yes.
What did it consist of?
Oh, I've an atrocious memory.
Let me remind you. Were there some lamb chops?
Yes, I think there were some lamb chops.
The exact number, can
I can't be... 3, yes, 3. There were 3.
So there were 3. Good. Now, what else was on the plate, Canon?
Peas. Yes, there were some peas, Father.
How many people?
Oh, for God's sake,
Of course you didn't. As far as I can recall, you had a very large plate. In fact, I would be not wrong to say it was more of a dish than a plate.
Go on, go on.
Half the area of the plate was taken up by the 3 lamb cutlets. What, my dear Canon, took up the rest of the area of the plate?
Please, I'm just after saying, what's your point, Father?
So, we may presume that an area of almost 1 square foot was entirely covered by peas. How many peas would you say there were in this area of the plate?
Well, I can't be sure now. Oh, there were probably a few hundred, Father.
Thank you, Canon. You have been most helpful. Now, did you see what was on my plate?
I did not. I'd better things to be doing.
Oh, because you had. Well now, Father Lorne, did you see what was on my plate? And please, speak up. I want you to be heard.
Oh, there was what appeared to be one small mutton chop, or some article which outwardly resembled a small mutton chop. If I may say so, it was the smallest mutton chop I ever seen.
Go on, please. What else, Father?
Oh, there also appeared to be a small quantity of what seemed to me to be tin peas.
Could we be a bit more specific, Father? Please, now, take your time, but be honest in your answer.
Oh, it's my honest opinion there was 20 peas on your plate.
You are wrong, Father. I counted those peas, and instead of 20, there were 19 peas. Is this honest, Canon? Is this fair, Canon?
Oh, I'll have a talk with her myself. Now, I can assure you I have nothing to do with this. I'll talk to her this very day.
I believe you. But before I close, may I add that I could not chew the meat of that chop yesterday. I tried and I failed. I hacked at it and I tore at it, but it made no impression. I can only conclude that that same chop, which I euphemistically call mutton, was not mutton at all. I can only conclude that it was hacked, gartered and hewn from the posterior of a mountain ram who was siring yours when Holy St. Patrick was alive in the mountain of Antwerp.
I thought that was a mighty outburst, Joe.
He's been complaining quite a bit.
Well, that's the first I heard of it.
I suppose he's kept it in so long, hence the unexpected explosion.
But do you agree with him, Father?
Well, I do and I don't.
Do you or don't you?
Well, I think I do.
Oh,
But on the other hand,
I'll talk with him myself.
Father Bruce!
there's no time like the present, Canon. Here she comes. I skedaddle.
Where's Father Brett?
Who wants him?
There's a sick call.
Oh, I take it, Miss Kettle.
Very well. The man is waiting outside.
The ball is at your feet, Canon. Watch how you kick it.
Moll, could you sit down? I'd like to have a talk with you.
Very good, Canon.
Moll, poor Father Brett is very perturbed.
Oh, the poor man. I hope he gets out of this.
He says you're cutting down on his food. So does Father Lorne, but Lorne doesn't seem to mind.
Enough is enough, Canon, and I've always given the pair of them enough. Maybe 'tis how they expect the same of yourself.
Well, that's just it. They do, and they've every right to expect it.
Have they no respect for seniority?
He says you're not giving him enough to eat. What have you to say to that?
Your last housekeeper, Canon, spent £40 a month on meat alone for this household. That much money would keep a company of soldiers in meat. £40 on meat alone.
Was it that much more?
Every penny of it, Canon.
And how much was it this month, Moll?
£10.
Well, I declare to God, but you're a pure magician. Food was never better. My food was never better. And did you manage to cut down on the other items also?
I did indeed, Canon. The grocery bill is cut by half.
Well, you're a pure genius. But we still have that little problem about Father Brett.
The The Lord save us all, Canon, but it's wrong to give young priests too much to eat.
Why do you say that, Moll?
Because they get notions, Canon.
Notions, Moll.
Notions, Canon. Over in Scotland a few years ago, a young curate rose up one morning without his collar and ran off with a half-naked lady acrobat.
Good woman.
A lady acrobat, Canon. It was in the papers. Beef cannon and steaks that was half raw was the cause of it. What my senior Blackberry's doctor told us, and he knew the curate. If it was plain bread and butter and gravy he was getting, he'd have been too weak to get notions.
I suppose there's a lot of truth in what you say, Moll.
In the name of God, Canon, will you look at the jaunty cook of the two hardy books?
I should have only young fellas yet.
Isn't that what I'm at, Canon?
What?
Two prime books and to have the gall to look for more food. Should we eat any more than we gone out of our minds altogether? If you feed them like gamecocks, they'll crow like gamecocks and they'll strut like gamecocks.
And you think they're getting enough to eat?
Are they priests or are they Luton's Canon? Is there nothing else to like with their bullets? Would you hear the Pope asking for lamb cutlets? When Cardinal Monsuki from Persia came to see the Monsignor 2 years ago, did he ask for lamb cutlets? He did not indeed. A plate of giblet soup and a crust of bread was all the poor man had. And he a cardinal. Yet here we have two pampered books looking for lamb cutlets and begrudging their own canon the bite he does be eaten. What worries have them two beyond the filling of their bellies? Do they have to think about the education of children and the building of schools, or is it their guts their only concern?
Well, I don't know, Moll. In all truth, no, I can't answer you that.
Well, will you answer me another thing then, Canon?
I will if I can, Moll.
The church, Canon. There's 3 holes in the roof and the windows are rotten. Are the people of this parish to be exposed to rain, cold and drafts because Father Breast don't like bingo?
The people of this parish must become before anything else, before me or you or anybody.
And would you like to see the old catch pneumonia as they kneel down to say their prayers, Canon? Is that what you want? Is it how you want to see the feeble and the delicate bent over in pain, and them that has weak joints to be crippled?
This is not what I want indeed.
We'll all be racked with pleurisy and TB if them holes aren't seen to. And why, Canon? Will you tell me why?
Because Father Breast doesn't like the bingo.
And does he like bridge, Canon?
Oh, he does. And they say he's a damn hand at it, Moll.
And golf, Canon? Don't he play golf?
Oh, he plays golf. And he's won some tournaments recently, Moll.
So, 'tis all right for Father Breast and his equals to play golf and bridge.
'Tis, I suppose.
But it's not all right for the poor people of this parish to play an innocent game of bingo.
Did you have a talk with Moll about the food?
Yes, I did. We're putting a new roof on the church, Moll.
Oh, what's that got to do with it? Where are you going to get the money from?
You're going to get the money, Father. From now on, you're in charge of the bingo. Of all the sounds, I suppose the one that pleases me the most is the sound of laughter. And laughter erupts from the soul in an irrepressible declamation of an excess of good humour. Laughter is natural, you see. 'Tis one of the many little magical gifts that the good Lord provides, like the warmth of the sun, or the whisper of the trees, or the murmur of the seas, or the very nectar in the air we breathe. Go ahead, says the Lord. Take it. Enjoy it. 'Tis brief.
We made it. Congratulations on evading you-know-who. I'll ring the mother now while I have a chance. She's taken to listen to the telephone conversations now. The other night I was on to her, and in the middle of the conversation I sensed there was someone in the vicinity.
And was she there?
She She was behind the door of this very room, still as a statue, hardly breathed, with an innocent look on her face as if she wasn't there at all. What are you doing there?
Doing where, my boy?
There, hiding behind those curtains.
I'm hunting cobwebs. The presbytery is draped with them.
Do you realise that I was making a phone call to my mother? You are eavesdropping again. You ought to be ashamed of yourself. Would you mind leaving the room now so that I can ring my mother?
I'll go when I have the cobwebs cleared.
You'll go now?
I was here before you.
If you don't leave this room instantly, I will remove you forcibly.
Keep your temper and no violence.
I'm going to say the rosary for the poor souls. Would you remember one thing?
What would that be?
A phone call to your mother is not church business.
Meaning what?
Meaning you can put your money for that call beside the phone.
Well, isn't mother love a wonderful thing? It costs you money from now on.
God forgive me, but I can't bear that woman. Get me Castletown Bear 49.
We're supposed to show meekness and sufferance in the face of adversity. Our first function is forbearance.
It's going to be me or she, and by the Lord heavens, it's not going to be me. No, miss, not you. I mean, it's going to be me or she, or... All right, bring me back.
What was it you were going to tell me?
What do you think of that?
What is it?
Take a look.
You wrote to Monsignor McMerrigan.
I did.
He's in rare form, all right. Let me say that you have an irrational impertinence which will land you in hot water someday. So you want further information about Moll Kettle. If you must know, she was a great woman entirely. She ran the presbytery on a pittance, and if there were more like her, there wouldn't be half the trouble in the church today. You are an impatient and ungodly fellow to want to belittle this woman. Prayer is the last hope for you, prayer and meditation. I need not add fasting, because Moll Kettle will see to that. May God succor you, Father, and your many godless equals. The church is at the crossroads. Make sure you follow the right path. Yours in JC, Monsignor Patrick McMurray.
I also wrote to two of his curates.
I thought there were three.
There were, but one of them died shortly after Moll left. From a mixture of malevolence, malnutrition, and pernicious anemia.
That last one, what is it?
It's what you and I will die from if we don't get to her first.
That's nice. Did you get any replies to those letters?
I did.
Here, show us.
This one here now, this is from Father Paddy O'Shaughnessy, who was a senior curate in Moll's early time at McMerrigan. Dear Phil, good to hear from you. Saw where you won the West Cork four-ball. Congrats. I heard a great night was had by all and that you had to be carried. About our friend, to whom I will not refer by name, as I will put nothing past her, not even the steaming open of this letter.
I don't doubt him. I don't doubt him one bit. Why is it?
I am, as you know from our student days, a more than passable linguist. In point of fact, I now speak 4 languages fluently. I have a fair knowledge of 7 others, but in the entire 11, there is no word or group of words which would adequately describe the demon in your midst. Cunning, sharp, deadly, evil itself personified. In the early days of the human species, before language was needed, she would have been eliminated by what bookmakers refer to as tic-tac. My current choice of foods is grossly restricted from the beating she gave my stomach. You know me, Phil. We got on, you and I. But lest there be any doubt in your mind about you-know-who, remember Father Paul Manning, our dear departed colleague.
Is that the third one?
Yes.
O requiescat in pace.
If he could shed the boards and the brown cloth that bind him, and rise from the grave, he would point a bony finger in the direction of a certain woman whose name is known to all of us. I conclude, yours fondly, Father Paddy O'Shaughnessy. P.S. In the honour of God, either born or ate this epistle.
Cogent?
Most cogent.
Tells its own tale.
Forcibly.
Agreed.
However, This last letter from the middle curate, as he styles himself, tells all succinctly and savagely.
Dear Father Breast, I am only the middle curate. You should not involve me. I am neither craven nor cowardly, but remember that she who is your housekeeper today could be mine tomorrow. For this reason, I'm afraid to say more. But I put it this way, if I were sending a telegram, it would say, abandon ship. Sincerely, Robert Connor, C.C.
Paints a strange picture, does it not?
Weird. What are we going to do?
There's only one thing we can do.
What's that?
The bishop.
You mean a visit?
No, not necessarily. A confidential letter would do.
That's pretty drastic.
She's been with us for 4 months. Already I have conducted nearly 50 sessions of bingo, each lasting 4 hours. I've lost 15 pounds in weight. I've become a martyr to malnutrition. It'll have to be the bishop, a joint letter.
Oh, count me out.
You can't opt out. We have to make a stand.
It won't work.
Why won't it work?
Because once you've written a letter to the bishop once, you can never do it again. Suppose now we write to the bishop and tell him the truth about Moll. We will forever after, in his eyes, be the two curates who complained about the food. Suppose now either one of us has another complaint to make. He'll say to himself, that's one of them two to complain before. Do you get it?
Oh, I don't get it. We have a genuine grouse.
But have we? There's plenty of bread and butter, there's meat, there's potatoes. No scarcity of essentials, if you know what I mean. If the bishop does decide to investigate, he's not likely to do so without informing the canon. Informing the canon, as we both know, is the very same as informing Moll. Oh, she'll be ready for the bishop. Is it a woman that bobbed off Cardinal Monsoki with watery giblet soup?
You won't sign then?
No, let's wait. If things get worse, I'll reconsider. We have very little to show, you know. Honestly, you have lost weight, Bill, but you were overeating. Your belly's gone, and you've no flab anymore.
Oh, I'm living off this fat, I tell you. And it's only a matter of time until the major collapse. Listen, what was that?
Oh, it sounds like a banshee to me.
Worse still, it's the voice of Miss Kettle. Listen. There's no escape. Here, let's get rid of this lot.
Give them to me and I'll burn them. Oh, here she comes.
Oh, dear you are.
What's the matter now?
The matter is, there's a sick call and there's no priest to take it.
We're off duty.
One of yous is supposed to be on call.
The canon is also a priest, you know. He was ordained the same as Father Lorne and myself.
The canon went to bed an hour ago with a cold in the head, and I've no notion of sending him traipsing into the countryside. Not knowing would he catch a pneumonia.
Where is the sick call?
Hurry on now. The man is waiting at the door of the presbytery. Hurry on before some poor soul faces his maker without a priest.
There's no peace to be had anymore.
Wouldn't it be nice now if the bishop heard there was no priest to take a sick call? It's not my duty, you know, to locate missing curates.
That's enough guff about you now, thank you, enough guff.
What's the bonfire for?
Oh, it's just some waste, Miss Kettle. It is all right.
I don't see that it's any of your business.
Waste paper that had to be burnt? Ha ha! That must have been the hot paper.
Well, if it wasn't hot before, it's hot now.
You'd better hurry. And don't forget, the two of you are on the bingo tonight in the parish hall.
Tonight is Wednesday. There is no bingo.
There's a special session for the church holiday.
I was playing golf with the doctor.
And I was playing records for the Reverend Mother.
Well now, legs 11. The doc can go play golf with the Reverend Mother, because tonight the pair of you are on the bingo. Check.
word about the bingo. Bingo is no sin. Just some people say it's gambling, and that therefore it is a pernicious evil, preying upon the vulnerability of simple minds. Yeah, bingo is not gambling, only a harmless bit of fun. The prizes are always modest, and they're hardly likely to lead the winner onto the perilous seas of high finance, since there's every encouragement to reinvest the winnings back into the church building fund for the greater glorification of God and for the salvation of the donor's soul.
Oh, there's none of the curates here now. Oh, the canon is resting and cannot be disturbed. You must talk to him. A matter of life and death. Listen here to me now. Father Lauren is in choir practice. Father Brest is in bed. And I'm not going to get the canon unless there's anointing to be done. What's up with you anyway? You're pregnant? Well, that's hardly the fault of the canon. Yes. Yes. You should have thought of that, my dear girl, before you let him put the honey in your coffee. What? He gave you a green cough drop and told you it was the pill. You must be a right idiot.
Tis owned, you me. The canon isn't in, I suppose. I suppose the canon isn't in.
Weren't you one of the women in for this job?
That's right. No hard feelings now.
What can I do for you?
Oh, I'm here to see one of the curates.
They're not here now.
Oh, sure, the canon will do just the same.
The canon is resting.
That's a pity now.
Maybe I can help. I often stand in for the canon, you know. I'll put it now, whatever it is.
I'm thinking of getting married.
Are you in earnest?
Oh, I am.
And, who is he?
Stand back there now, and I'll call. I mean, Unique! You love. Oh, maybe let those women have a look at you. Very shy.
Will you sit down, sir? Are you sure you want to go ahead?
Why? What's wrong with him?
He died on the job.
Sure, if you do, won't I have the widow's pension out of it?
What do you want to get married anyway?
I have to.
You have to? Well, miracles will never cease. There's hope for us all yet. Shove out here, wonder boy, till I have a look at you.
Shove out there now, you lick, and let her have a good look at you.
Are you sure he's the man?
Oh, sure, he's the best I could get. I know spring chicken, you know.
Will you answer me an honest question?
I will, of course.
Are you long gone?
Long gone where?
You know where?
Honest, I don't.
How many months?
What are you talking about?
You said you had to get married.
Yuli, Jesus, do you hear what she's trying to pin on you? You're a get out of that, girl. I have to get married because I can't get a job. Spent me life working for priests, and here I am in the end of me days, penniless.
God knows 'tis true. And did you save anything?
What? Are you mad? I want priest pay
a lot to what you say. You've got me thinking, God knows.
What is this? How much is it to get married?
£2 a cow, 10 shillings a bullock, 5 bob a sheep, 2 bob a goat, and a shilling a pig.
How many cows have you, Ulick? He has 4 cows. And a bull!
You get me good advice. If I don't look out for myself, the cannon won't.
Have you £10 handy, Ulick?
Make sure the pair of you are here first thing Monday morning at 8 a.m. Hurry on now, off you go.
I'm telling you now, I'm looking forward to it already. And I hope I'll be guided right. Woo-hoo! Come on now, Ulick! Woo-hoo!
Take it nice and easy at the start. If you get over the first fence without a fall, you'll finish the course no bother.
There's no fear of a fall. I'd say she was often saddled before.
Canon, I can put the supper up any time.
We'll wait till Father Lord has finished the choir practice. That was a great idea of yours getting the choir going, Ma.
Thank you, Canon.
Do you like hymns, Ma?
I do, Canon, but hymns are sad.
That's just the way Father Lord's choir sings them. How long are you here now, Ma?
Gone to 12 months now, Canon.
From the 12 months bed. And that bingo was a great idea of yours as well. Just the bare year gone. And a new roof on the church. And the foundations dug for the school. And work going to start next week. I tell you, I never thought I'd live to see the day. The bishop is your happy man. Did I tell you he complimented me on my fundraising?
Did he now?
Oh, yes. He said I was a credit to the diocese. I'm always mindful, he said, of good builders. And I'm very thankful, he said, to priests who build modern schools. I often think of them.
He often think of them. What did he mean by that, I wonder?
You'll never know till after, Moll, what a bishop means. As many as the curate found out to his cost. Which all we can do is hope for the best. The outlook is good, and God is good too.
God knows 'tis fine for you. It's how you'll end up a bishop one day yourself.
Doubtful, Moll, doubtful. But many man was made Monsignor with a lot less to his credit.
It is fine for some.
Am I right in thinking we have a touch of the sulks today, Moll? Come on, Moll, you know me. Out with it, whatever it is.
I don't know, should I?
Come on, Moll, a thing is always better out. And a word won't pass my lips. You can talk to me in complete confidence.
'Tis money, Canon.
Oh, there's more important things in this world than money. There's the grace of God which is more important than all the wealth of the 5 continents put together.
True for you, Canon. But couldn't a person have the grace of God and have a bit of money beside it?
Spell it out for me, Mark.
I won't put a toot in it, Canon. Security. My own security has me worried sick. I'm getting old, Canon, and you're not getting any younger yourself. So it is time I thought about what I would do should anything happen to you. I'd be worse off than a widow.
Worse than a widow?
Well, she'd have her widow's pension. I wouldn't have a penny to get from anyone. It's not fair, Canon.
Oh, you shouldn't be bothering your head about things like that. If anything should happen to me, you get your severance pay. And there's a gift of £50 for you in my will.
£50?
£50 in black and white.
My God, you're a gas man with your £50. That would hardly buy a bicycle.
Well, what would you say if I increased it to 100?
You can do the same with that as you did with the 50. More, Canon.
Such
Such as a pension scheme and a bulk sum. Everyone gets them these days, and I'm as much entitled to them as the next person.
Well, I declare to God, a pension scheme and a bulk sum. One would think you were a teacher or a higher civil servant.
If I was married to you, wouldn't I have a life insurance on you? If I was your daughter, you'd have to give me a fortune.
Well, I'll see what can be done. But a pension is another question entirely.
Them two curates had a right hair made out of you before I came along. You're up to your neck in debts and you're run off your feet. It was me that done the worrying, and it was me that took charge of the bingo. I'd be expecting a pension of £7 or £8 a week and £1,000 in a bulk sum.
£1,000? Tell me it's a nightmare I'm having. Where would I get £1,000 in the name of God?
I'll show you how you can make it, Canon. You can take my word for it, Canon. There's a lot more in this parish than you think. There's them that lets on to be poor would buy and sell you. What are the people paying into mass at present?
2 new pence.
That's nothing short of scandalous. Coppers for mass and 10 shillings for the dance hall. If Monsignor American was here, he'd have him skip while you'd be looking around you. Oh, he was a great warrant to gauge the amount of cash in the parish and how to get it out of him. The Monsignor would never go to the pulpit. I don't want to divorce myself from the people, he used to say. The minute I go there, Moll, he'd say, I leave their world. Oh, the Monsignor knew all the tricks. He'd saunter out, nice and easy, and lean back against the altar as if he'd be after meeting me in the street. And then he'd give the blessing careless and free and put the 2 hands in the trousers pocket. Oh, he had a fine, soft, deep voice, very oily and greasy. Well, he'd say, here we are again. What's this I'm after taking out of my trousers pocket? Ah, it's a penny. I will give this penny to this lovely little girl in the front seat. But wait a minute. What an old fool I am. A penny is no good to her if she wanted to buy sweets or an apple or an ice cream. A penny would be worthless. I had better give her a shilling. So now, for the honour of God, when you come to Mass next Sunday, leave the pennies at home and bring a piece of silver with you. I'll be standing at the gate. Don't blackguard me. I'm too old for it. I don't deserve it. Let's forget about today. We can all make mistakes. Just get this clear. I don't want to see anyone make a mistake on Sunday next. Remember, no coppers.
And did it work, Moll?
Did it what? The following Sunday, the mass contribution was settled, and it was the same every Sunday after that. Go on, Canon, give it a go yourself.
Well. And here we are And what's this I have in my trousers pocket? Why, it's a penny. And what's this I have in my other pocket? It's a shilling. 5 new pence. So I have a penny in one hand and a shilling in the other hand. Mama, I think we'd better go over it a few more times.
Don't worry about it, Canon. You'll have it right for Sunday. And another thing, Canon. Them cards are a right money spinner.
Glory be to God, you're not going to start a poker school here, are you?
Not the playing cards, the mass cards.
What about the mass cards?
I don't know where to start, Canon.
Start at the beginning, Mom.
Father Bress signed 9 yesterday for the McGooley funeral. That's £9.
£9 of a morning. That's mighty money.
Should have been your money, Canon.
Well, he said the masses. He's entitled to the money.
12 times I had to answer the door for the pair of them. Everyone looking for you to sign.
£12 between them.
And when you came back, Canon, how many did you sign yourself?
Well, I don't know, Moll, but I didn't sign 12 or anything near it, I can tell you.
That's what I thought, Canon.
What would you recommend, Moll?
Oh, it isn't for me to say, Canon.
I know, but I value your opinion. You won't lead me astray anyway.
I'm only suggesting now, mind you.
Well, I'm here for suggestions, Captain.
If you want to sign a bundle of cards and give them to me, I needn't be sending people away saying you're not in or to call back again. When I tell them you'll be back later, they say Father Brest or Father Lauren will do. That's honest money out of your pocket, Canon. Honest money. You're losing hundreds, Canon. Hundreds.
Hundreds? I suppose I am.
Hundreds, Canon. It isn't unnatural for a person to be fond of money or to want money in the pocket so that the house can be run and the parish can be run and all of us pay our wages. It is you that pays them, Canon. Sure, it is no wonder you need money. It isn't for yourself you want it.
Oh, it is not indeed.
'Tis no sin, Canon.
Oh, 'tis no sin. So, whoever would come to the door with money for a mass, you'd give them one of my signed cards.
It is me always answers the door, Canon.
It's a good idea, all right. But isn't there a danger now that you could give one of my signed mass cards to somebody who'd be looking for Father Lauren or Father Brest?
I suppose that could happen, all right, Canon, but sure, we all make mistakes.
God knows we all make mistakes. But you wouldn't do anything deliberate now. You're not that kind of person. You know, the more I think about it, the more I like it.
Sure, people set more store in a card signed by a Canon than in a card signed by a curate.
I'd sign a few first thing in the morning.
Sign a few of them now. It'll give you an appetite for your supper.
Moll,
Yes.
about that other little problem.
We'll go to see a solicitor in the morning and get the draw an agreement.
Well, I can't guarantee anything now. Even if I could get the money, I still think it's too much. We'll talk about it tomorrow.
I won't be here tomorrow. I'm shoving on. I'm going to go out in the world to find an old man that'll marry me.
Moll,
An old man to marry me, Canon, and the older the better. Because if the heart gives out on him, at least I'll have my widow's pension. And that's a damn sight more than I'll ever see from you with your shiny shoes and your purple and your grace to God.
Moll, the bishop would have to be consulted.
Will the bishop carry the breakfast up to bed to you tomorrow morning?
I'll see what we can do. I'll see.
There's no seeing. You'll do it or you won't do it. If you do it, I'll stay. And if you don't do it, I won't stay.
Moll, be reasonable.
I go pack my bags now. All I say is, I hope you be minded half as well as I minded you.
Moll, wait, Moll. 'Tis a bad thing to be too hasty. Come on, sit down.
It is, Canon. You look out for me, Canon, and I look out for you. But sure, look at the thousands I make for you in mass card money. There isn't a woman in Ireland who do as well by you.
I do it, but you'll have to show me how. I haven't a penny.
So that's easy, Canon. We hope to see a solicitor in the morning and get him to draw up an agreement that whoever is parish priest after you must pay me the pension. That's important. And then we go to the bank to raise the 1,000. Sure, you have no bother. A parish priest's word is as strong as the Rock of Gibraltar. There's no bank manager in the world would refuse you. You put the 1,000 in my name and yours with the proviso that if anything happens to you, I claim it.
And if anything happens to you, I'll claim it.
Yes. Now put your autograph on that bundle and I'll go fetch the supper. It isn't a job you'd be expecting me to do for nothing, Canon.
How's that, Moll?
Handing out the mass cards and collecting the money, there's a lot of responsibility.
I'm not sure I understand you, Moll.
A commission, Canon.
Oh, commission, that's totally unheard of. I declare to God I never heard the like before.
You won't lose by it, Canon.
What sort of commission?
A shilling and a pound. Sure, it's only 5 new pence. It isn't much.
It's totally out of the question. I won't have it.
I used to get it from Monsignor McMurrigan.
I suppose if you got it from the Monsignor. All right. 5 pence in the pound it will be.
I'll go get the supper now, Canon.
And Moll,
Yes, Canon.
will you call Father Breast for his supper?
I will, to be sure, Canon. And will you ever ask them 2 buffos to tidy out their rooms? They're in an awful state altogether.
And Moll,
Yes, Canon.
will you call him easy? He says your voice is affecting his eardrums.
I call him like he was a baby, Canon. He's a pure baba, God help us. Father Breast! Father Breast! Your supper is on the table!
How did the choir practice go, Father?
Did you ever spend 2 hours in a rookery, Canon?
Oh, patience, Father. Patience. We can't all be Carusos. And remember, these are simple people with no musical background. It isn't a cathedral we have here.
Is it true that you're getting a new organ for the church?
Well, we'll have to ask Moll about that.
Moll? Does she know something about organs?
I doubt it, but I'd say she knows a lot about the price of them.
Oh, we badly need a new organ.
Well, you better have a little talk with her yourself.
I did.
Oh, what did she say?
She said I could have one if I had the price of it.
Have you the price of it, Father?
I haven't got the price of a mouth organ.
Oh, I admire a man that bears his soul and says his piece.
You do?
Of course I do.
You like music, don't you?
I like a nice song, and I like the fiddle played softly.
Oh, that's not what I mean now. What I mean is a massive choir drawn from the people of the parish. We don't have to confine ourselves to church music.
You mean rousing choruses like you hear in the pub of a Saturday night?
No, I do not. I mean 100 men and 100 women singing the mass. Think of Handel. Think of Schubert. Think of the effect we could...
I don't know much about Schubert, but I think you're off your handle, Father. Do you think the people of this parish have nothing better to do?
It could be done.
Father, singing in choirs is all right for women to have their families reared, and for young nuns in danger of desert.
We'll give it a try.
Sure. You'll try it when you get your own parish.
When I get my own parish, I'll have the greatest choir that was ever heard.
By the time you get your own parish, Father, you won't have the energy.
The Lord, I'm hungry. Is she looking after the supper?
Well, we were waiting on you. She's going to call Father Breast when he's up.
Softly, I noticed.
Less of the sarcasm now, Father. I don't know what's got into the two of you this last 12 months.
I'm not prepared to discuss it. Discussion will only weaken me further. I'll die young. You'll find me in the bed some morning with my arm hanging out.
I was upstairs, resting from the fatigue of last night's bingo. Faintly, most melodiously in the distance, the gentle voices of Father Lawrence choristers sweetly assailed my ears. Ah, said I, this sweet peace cannot last. How right I was. Suddenly the awful shriek of Moll Kettle came to render the silence apart. The birds were hushed. Time, says I, for my cotton wool.
Does it soften the blow?
Only a little. Nothing, my dear father, is proof against the rasping screech of our dear housekeeper.
Was you asleep, Father Breast?
Luckily, no.
And how are the eardrums this evening?
And pray, who told you about my eardrums?
The whole parish knows about them. Come on, your supper's getting cold.
And what array of delicacies are we to behold this evening?
Oh, scrambled eggs on toast, Father. And it looks delicious. Come on, lads. And Moll, would you get the tea?
Here, boy, Bawn, take a look at that while you're having your supper.
What is it?
It is a catalogue with the most up-to-date bingo ball machine dispensers. Turn to page 14 and tell me what you think. That bingo ball machine dispenses balls of every hue. Black balls, blue balls, green balls, balls for every colour of the rainbow.
Blessed of God, and these thy gifts, which of thy bounty we're about to receive, through Christ our Lord.
What a way for an innocent egg to end up. I'm glad I'm not the hen that laid it.
Did you lose something, Father?
Only my appetite.
Oh, you poor man, without an eardrum or an appetite.
Do you hear that?
When you eat up your supper, Father,
You call this mess a supper?
Easy.
what in blazes do you want? Tell us and we'll get it by you. Anything to put an end to this perpetual moaning.
All I want is a decent meal. I want nothing fancy.
There are millions of people starving in South America and South Africa
And Peru.
and Peru. Don't forget about them.
You think of them. I have enough of a problem trying to stay alive myself. Look, we're three grown men, and there is no reason why we should be at loggerheads. Don't you agree?
I've always said that, Ben. If we can't sort out our little differences between us at our age, then we're falling down in our calling. I'm totally behind you. We should pull together and not apart.
Well said, Canon. As the hymn says, you'll never walk alone.
That's the spirit. Back to the good old times, eh?
I hope so. I fervently hope so. But to reach any degree of happiness in any walk of life, certain little sacrifices, certain acts of kindness and thoughtfulness are called, especially if this little community of ours is to be restored to the happy state that we once knew. Right?
Right.
What I want to know is, Father, who should make the first example? Who should take the lead? Will you say now, it should come from the top or from the bottom?
Oh, the top. And top, where is?
And who is the top? Who is the leader in this house?
Moll Kettle.
Don't be so facetious, Father. Our leader is the cannon.
Oh, of course. Sorry, Moll.
I have already made my sacrifice. I run a regular bingo session. That to me is the greatest sacrifice of all.
That is no sacrifice. That's just an elementary part of your parochial duties. Just a little evening chore.
You're wrong. To me, it is the greatest sacrifice. Because I hate the damn thing. I detest it. I loathe it. Oh, I have frequent nightmares that are filled with numbers. Yellow 14, red 22, green 16, black 46.
No. Black 47.
What, 47?
Don't you get it? The hunger, the starvation. starvation. The great famine.
Will eventually be the death of me. I become resigned to it. You've heard of the Sundance Kid and the Cisco Kid. I'm not forgetting, of course, Billy the Kid. But here before you is the original, the one and only, the Bingo Kid.
Father, might I ask you, what are you driving at?
Certainly, Canon. What I want you to do, in the interest of harmony, is to make a small sacrifice.
Well, I'm prepared to go a certain way just to restore harmony. What is it you want of me, Father?
From now on, Canon, I want you to swap plates with me. It's not much, you understand. I shall endeavour to do full justice to your plate. But while you're doing full justice to mine, you can spare a little thought for the starving millions that are causing you so much.
Oh, it seems fair to me. As long as if you're asking the Canon to forgo his meals, he will have yours.
Exactly. Nobody can say it's unreasonable. Well, Canon, are you prepared to make this small sacrifice?
I see nothing small about it.
You don't infer then that my plate is not adequate swap for yours.
I didn't say that.
Then you agree.
Right. I've always been the one to give the lead in this presbytery.
Hear, hear, Canon. You have taken the first steps to a lasting peace. Would that the great leaders of the world had half their courage in their peace talks.
Oh, I do the best I can, Father.
Let's shake hands on it.
I'm very happy indeed. Very happy. Now, I've asked the two of you lads to make a little sacrifice as well.
Anything, Canon, anything.
Well, as you know, Moll isn't getting any younger. And what she really needs is a young servant in the house to help her with the beds and the windows.
Of course.
But of course she won't let anybody into the house. And she's genuinely overworked. Now, that's not fair on her, if you know what I mean.
What do you mean, Captain?
Well, if you two lads were to make your own beds and take on the responsibility of cleaning out your rooms, she says that would be a great help.
Canon, I'm a priest. I'm not a parlourmaid.
Easy, Phil. It's not so awful. Sure, any fool can make a bed. It's reasonable enough.
Well, Phil,
All right then. I won't spoil sport.
the good times are coming again. I can feel it. And thanks be to God for that, say Harry.
There's some apple pie and custard if anyone would care for some.
Oh, bring it on, woman, bring it on. Oh, I always had a particular fondness for apple pie and custard. My mother used to be a dab handful. I'd send you on candy.
That'll be fine, Father.
We used to have our own orchard. Oh, we still have it, in fact. Isn't it a wonder now you never sowed a few fruit trees, Canon?
No time, Father.
Oh, well, there's a great market for fresh fruit.
One for the master, one for the dame, and one for the little boy who lives down the lane.
Oh, this is marvellous, this is fantastic. This is the largest dish of apple pie and custard I have ever seen. Thank you, Moll.
Don't mention it, Father.
Oh, this is really something. Yes, Canon?
They happen around us every day of the week, but mostly we don't even notice them. I'm talking about God's little miracles. You've often heard it said before, I suppose. There's a saying now that covers it. What in blazes is it? God works in mysterious ways, but it's true nonetheless. Who would have ever thought that Father Lord, a man without an echo of a note in his head, would be leading the choir? Sure, God alone knows. And he must have given the hint to Moll Kettle. For wasn't it she organised it? I'll have to tell you something. There was a lot of good and hard and honest work done in this parish during Moll Kettle's time in the presbytery. Thanks be to God for that, say I.
I've done. I've been to define the school in Ireland, and today it has been opened. Oh, it's a pity the bishop can't be here, but sure, we can't have everything.
You really think it was you and you alone who built the school?
It was me and the bingo.
Bingo? The ultimate role of the Catholic Church in Ireland.
May
the propagation of bingo.
May God forgive you.
Where's the canon?
Bed.
This hour of the day. Is he sick or what?
He's fine, by God. No, he's just resting for the celebrations. I don't see your name in here anywhere.
Where?
The new list of diocesan appointments.
How in the name of God would my name be there when old fogies of 80 and more won't give up the ghost? Would you think they'd have the decency to retire and give younger men a chance?
A chance at what?
A chance to prove ourselves, to bring decaying parishes up to date, to get with it.
A lot you did with this decaying parish before I arrived, and a lot you do now, it was left up to yourself. Where would you get the money?
There it is. God is good.
And bingo is good, and jumble sales is good, and raffles is good.
Ah, you're a jumble rubbish. By the way, did you see my golf clubs anywhere?
Golf clubs, by on. Here you have no time for golf. And the man that has them now has his handicap down to 9.
Huh?
And they raised 310 for the new school.
Do you mean to sit there and tell me?
You're a blast you. What do I care about you?
Oh, that's a fine way to address a priest.
And if you don't learn how to master that contraption, your balls be all over the place.
There's one thing for sure. The church will master you in the end.
What have I got to do with the church? Sure, an altar boy is further up the church than I am.
There's one great consolation.
And what would that be?
When the Canon's Day comes, you'll for the high jump. You'll go the road of Hitler and Stalin and all the other tyrants.
And if I do, I have something to show for my time.
Oh, big God, you needn't tell me. You must have made a right few bob out of the mass guards, not to mention the grocer and the butcher and the baker and any place else you could rob a halfpenny.
I've as much rights as you have, and when you're going to the bishop, let me know, and I'll go with you. And if you're not happy with the bishop, sure, we go to the cardinal. And sure, if you're not happy with the cardinal, we go to the pope.
You're mad, stone mad.
Come on, you're the one wanting to go to the bishop, always talking it behind my back. Come on, and we'll tell him there's a new school since I came to the parish, and we'll tell him this church is repaired and all the debts paid, all since I came.
It was our work, mine and Father Lawrence.
I've just done my room, and do you want me to do yours?
No, thank you.
I'll give it a hoover, so...
I told you I'm all right. I can pull my own weight, thank you.
You mustn't fret yourself.
I'm not fretting myself. This woman here has me driven demented. She won't rest until she has me under the clay.
No, Phil. You mustn't let her get to you. I just ignore her.
Would you look at the Mohammedan with the turban on his pole? Oh, if only the bishop could see you now.
Varium et mutable semper femina.
Well spoken, Father Lorne.
In nomine domine gomine, go screes gala Rome, sego labego, tapioca semolina.
And you're not happy with the music, you can change the band. And if you think you're going to do any hoovering here by Moll, forget it. I'm going to have a snooze before the festivities begin.
Would you look at her? Would you swear that butter wouldn't melt in her mouth? The devil incarnate.
The devil?
Who else but a devil, or an evil spirit, would interfere with my sermon on mixed marriages? Mixed marriages? How are you, says she? 'Twould be more in your line to give a sermon on mixed bread.
Hey, Phil, maybe she's possessed.
The devil has more sense.
No, seriously. She's dozing. This might be the only chance we get to exercise her.
No, I don't like this one bit. It might be better if we made contact with the official diocesan exorcist.
He'd never agree, and she'd never submit. We'd have to tie her down.
But what if something goes wrong?
It's a chance we have to take. Look, Phil, for her own good. There's no doubt but she's possessed. There's no other explanation for her behaviour. Here, hold this.
The room first then. Oh, easy for God's sake.
Oh Lord, we call on you now, in this hour of great need, to rescue us from Satan and his minions. We ask you to free our poor servant from the devil's tricks, so that she may return to the path of goodness, gentleness, and meekness.
I brought you some empty things, Moll. Save you the bother of getting them yourself.
Need we have cannon? Here, sit up by the fire and read your paper.
Anything good in it today, Moll?
Oh, the Pope says the word is gone to the dogs.
Oh, my poor mother used to say that when I was a boy.
People has no conscience these days, Canon.
Too well I know it.
Where's it all going to end? With the women going around half naked? They'll be wearing nothing at all soon.
Oh, the country's too cold for that, Moll.
When I was a girl walking the streets with my friends, you'd hear the hum of the Holy Rosary from every home.
My God, yes.
And the beads rattling like horses tackling. Oh, sure, 'tis the Beatles you'd hear now.
Moll, tell me, where were those two lads rushing off to just now?
The devil only knows.
They're very agitated lately, Moll.
The Lord's same as all, Canon, but there's no meaning to the curates going these days. There's none can do what they're told. Father breast is as bold as brass. Oh, God be with the fine curates we had when I was young. Pure saints they were, with eyes gone back in their heads, with black rings under them like they'd been painted. Skin and bone and thin white faces with the cheekbones standing out. It is they were the holy men, and it wasn't their bellies that was troubling them.
It was not indeed.
I remember one of Monsignor McMerrigan's first curates. You'd swear he was whitewashed. The creature was so pale. He couldn't talk, only whisper. I tried every shop in the diocese to find a collar small enough for his neck. Sure, he had no neck cannon. It was all Adam's apple. Oh, I often saw him stagger with the weakness of a cold morning.
And where is he now, Moll?
He's in heaven, Canon. Where the hell else would he be?
Where else indeed, poor fellow?
A Canon now is different.
What should a cannon be like, Moll?
Oh, he should be fat and pleasant with a fine red face and a deep voice like a bull. To frighten the sinners shining and in prime condition.
Go on, go on.
A canon should be a fine, rumbling, thundering man, well fed and groomed, so that his parish could boast of his appearance and be proud of him. He should have a fine, thick neck, a severe face, and a noble bearing to give him weight and holiness. Yourself now, canon, is a fine example of what a canon should look like. Show me the priest, the Monsignor used to say, and I'll tell you what the parish is like.
I suppose there's a lot of truth in what you say, Moll. And you're not a woman given to exaggeration. There's nobody could say that I wasn't cut out for the job.
There's no one would deny it, canon. No one. Oh, but God save us all, canon, for them cures of ours is a pure disgrace that would each out a house and home instead of fasting and abstaining like the saints and martyrs.
We mustn't be too hard on them now, Moll.
When I was handing Breast up his dinner the day you were away, he says to me, "Where's the soup?" "What soup is that, by Bon?" I said to him. "The soup before dinner," says he. "Soup is for invalids," I said. "That's me," says he. I tell you, canon, when they start looking for soup before their dinner, they'll be looking for it after their dinner. Sure isn't soup a dinner in itself?
Oh, good plain soup can be most nourishing now.
Bishop! The bishop!
What about the bishop?
The bishop, he's coming.
But he can't be, isn't he? Abroad foreign somewhere.
Well, he's here now.
Moll, we haven't the thing ready.
Calm down, canon, calm down.
His lordship the bishop.
Don't stand up, don't stand up. You're looking well, Connie. Oh, none of that. No need for that.
Moll, get a drink. A drink for his lordship. A drink for everybody. Paddy Flaherty's, my lord.
Yes, a drop of paddy. Take a little wine, St. Paul says, for thy stomach's sake, and for thy frequent infirmities. I was in Morocco. I woke up yesterday evening after lunch and I looked out over the Mediterranean. This is very nice, I told myself. But isn't something happening in another part of the world? Isn't a school about to be opened, I said to myself. Isn't it to be opened in my own diocese? And isn't it being opened by a substitute? Time, I said, to be heading for the green Isle of Air. Here I am.
Marvellous, marvellous.
To cut short his holidays.
It's just what we expect of the man.
Imagine, from Morocco to Ballast.
It is a great credit to you, Canon Cat. 4 years ago, we had a ramshackle outhouse where you'd be ashamed to send a decent scholar. Now we have a new school, second to none. I am not unmindful of builders. Those who further the cause of education are always in my mind, if you know what I mean.
Now, would anyone care for a drop of soup before the festivities begin?
Pray, who have we here?
This is our housekeeper, my lord.
So this is Moll.
You've heard of her, my lord.
We have heard more than we should, Canon Cat. We've heard great accounts of Moll. Moll, go and fetch yourself a drink. Then let us all toast this great new centre of education, which is about to be declared open.
Yes, my lord.
Now, gentlemen, what's the score with the pair of you?
Oh, we're fine. Fine, man.
No grievances?
No, not at all.
A presbytery without grievances is paradise, and paradise does not come until we visit the next world. Speak up, gentlemen.
Well, there's never a rose without a thorn, should your lordship.
Oh, they're all the coming forward, my lord. When you look at them, did you ever see such good health?
Go on, Joe. As a senior curate in this
Here
parish...
I am, Canon.
My lord, will you be toastmaster? And Joe, would you get the parish camera? We have to record this for posterity. You don't mind, my lord?
Certainly not. Moll.
Oh, well, me?
Oh.
Ladies and gentlemen, I bid you toast our new school. Long may it stand. May the scholars pour forth from its portals until Gabriel sounds his horn. Gomorrashe good Joe is good joking the scolori on the holly in the sluit.
My lord, you asked earlier if we had any grievances. Well, on our behalf, Father Lord would like to say a few words about conditions in this presbytery. Father Lord.
Well, what have you to say?
What would you like me to say?
Say what's in your mind. Be frank. Be candid.
Be candid? About what, my lord?
About conditions in this presbytery.
I have no complaints to make, my lord. I am only a curate.
Only a curate? Tell him the truth.
The truth is, my lord, that I personally have no complaints to make at all.
Judas Iscariot!
In a few minutes, I'll be opening a new school, and then I have to go to Lyra Crombon to suppress a women's lib movement. I cannot leave this house unless there is peace here. In Morocco, I had time to think. Canon Pratt, you have served this diocese well. You've lived for far too long in obscurity in this out-of-the-way place. You've lifted this parish out of the doldrums. You've given it a new school, a new status. You're the kind of canon who deserves better. For this reason, I am appointing you to the parish of St. Andrew in the city. You will be happy there, and I'm sure that in no time at all you'll be made a Monsignor. It'll be nice to have you near me in the city. Your age and experience will be assets to the diocese.
I don't know what to say. Am I hearing things? St. Andrew. A Monsignor. Did you hear that, Moll? We're bound for the city.
Oh, you didn't hear me right, Father. You're bound for the city. Moll is not bound anywhere. Let there be no buts. The parish of St. Andrew is run by an order of nuns.
But we've been together so long, my lord.
The church is a hard master canon, but hard as it is not half as hard as a community of nuns. I would rather face the fires of hell on a bucking bronco than face a rampaging reverend mother. Moll stays here. Her assistance will be vital. The new parish priest will have a tough task before him.
Have you anyone in mind, my lord?
Indeed I have. You might say I have. Me? Who else? Father Lauren, you're now the senior curate. I will appoint a new junior curate in due course.
Is there any hope of a transfer, my lord? If I had a new one was before me the day I was ordained, I'd eject in the whole thing and become a Christian, brother. Anything is better than being a curate.
There are worse things in life, Father.
Oh, name them.
Look, Joe, we'll have good times now. Don't worry.
Very well. Shall we be on our way? Is the school to be opened? And I'd like to get a look at it first.
Moll, would you have a word with the new parish priest about our little arrangement?
What little arrangement?
I'll talk to you later, Father.
I'm sure you will. Now, gentlemen, has anyone any more to say? Now's the time. There's no good talking about a bishop behind his back. Very well. May God's blessing always be upon your ministry here, Father Brest. Be patient with your curates. Be thankful to your housekeeper. And remember, incredible though it may seem now, that I was once a curate too. God bless you.
You came out of this nicely.
I was the senior curate.
And I was the junior curate.
As long as you remember that, we'll get on fine.
Oh, I never thought I'd see the day.
It will be the best part of an hour before the school is opened. Would you like a drop of soup? I have it ready.
All right, let's have some soup. Ah, this will be the model parish. The new community centre will be an example to the rest of the country.
Where will you get the money?
I get it from the greatest source of all, from bingo. From now on, we'll have bingo every night. Only it'll be a bigger and a better bingo. You hear that now, Moll? A bigger and a better bingo.
I declare to God, but you'll make a fine parish priest entirely.
How come we have different amounts?
What are you talking about?
He has twice as much soap as I have.
If you don't like it, leave it.
You see the amount I got.
In the name of God, man, I can't be bothered with such trifles. I'm a big parish to run. You want to watch yourself. Fall into line fast. I've only got so much patience. To your organ off now, you, and get the hang of that machine there between your limbs. Bingo is now part of your job. Off you go.
Curate lot is a hard one. There's no doubt, but the curates of this country should be canonised. Canonised!
It's not going to be easy, Moll. That new community centre will cost a lot of money.
Put your feet up here and rest yourself. Shall we have the bingo? And what's stopping us from having silver serpents and raffles? If the money is there, we get it out of them. You look out for me, Father, and I look out for you. And let the curates of this world look after